Okay, for homework 11.4, I want you to find a blank page out of your packet I gave you today and do these two problems with all the work, and then show me the words to show me that you listen. Make sure you're putting the coordinates in the correct spot. This open circle is on 1, 2, 3, 4, -5, and then up 3. This point, high point on this graph is 1, 9. And then if I look at this coordinate right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1. So it's important that you put your coordinates in the right place, same as me. And then make sure you make that far left one be open like I have it there. All right, here we go. Domain. Domain is measured left to right, looking at the x-axis numbers, where the left side of that boundary starts. And again, that number on the x-axis, 2, 3, that is where I'm getting that first boundary number. This boundary is going to be a rounded bracket because of that open circle right there. My right side boundary, the far right of my x values, 2, 3, 4, 5, is bordered by the 6 through the x-axis. That is my domain from left to right. If I write that with brackets, would be a open on the -5 because that circle is open all the way to 6, and that would be square. If I wrote that, would be a less than symbol, not with the equal line under there, just plain old less than x, and then less than or equal to 6. Another way to write that, first way is interval notation. The second way is set notation using inequalities. All right, let me erase this. All right, range. Range is measured from bottom to top using the y-axis numbers. So if I do my range, I'm looking at this bottom border going through this -1 on the y-axis to this top border going through 9 on the y-axis. That is my range. So if I do that with brackets, that's going to be a square bracket on -1, comma, all the way up there to 9, square bracket. If I did that in set notation, -1, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 9. Increasing interval, that's the part of the graph where it's going up from left to right. So let me erase this stuff here. So if I look, increasing interval is this section where it's going uphill, bordered from, again, imaginary up and down line going through the x-axis, and it's those x-axis numbers where I'm getting my numbers that I'm using for my border. And then again, this has a open bracket because that's an open circle. So where is it increasing? That goes from -5 open all the way to 1 square. If I wrote that as an inequality, it would be -5 less than, not less than or equal to, x less than or equal to 1. That's set. Decreasing is where that graph is going downhill, measured from the left boundary again through the x-axis to the far right boundary through the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are my boundary numbers right there through the x-axis. So decreasing goes from square bracket 1 to 6. And if I wrote that as set notation, it would look like that. Inequalities always go that direction. The maximum is the highest point, and the minimum is the lowest point. Most of the time, the max and min will be single coordinates. So you always write that as a regular coordinate with rounded parentheses. Parentheses rounded, always for coordinates. Get rid of this 5 right here and that 1. All right, so here you go. The maximum is this highest point right here. And since it is a single coordinate, I write that as a true coordinate. That highest point is 1, 9, written rounded as a normal coordinate. This lowest point right here looks like rounded coordinate again because it's a single point, 6, -1. All right, the harder ones. These are ones that I give you the x number and you find the y number, or I give you the y number, then you find the x. So for this first one here, I'm going to give you x is 4. And again, that's me giving you x is 4. You find the corresponding y number on that graph. So here I go, find x is 4 on the x-axis. When I find that, go straight up until you hit that line or down. And when you come in contact with that line, look right to the left to see what that y number is. Looks like when f of x, when x is 4, the y number is 3 right there. The other ones are the opposite. These ones, when I give you a number, so this time let's give you, how about 1? Let's erase this. All right, these are when I give you a number in here, f of x equals a number. Let's do that in blue. That is me giving you the y number first, and you using that to find what the x number at that spot would have to be. So it's kind of backwards. You do not go to 1 on the x-axis like that previous one. You go to 1 on the y-axis. And then you look left or right until you hit that line. And when you do, look straight down to see what that x number is. So when f of x, when y is 1, the x number is 1, 2, 3, 4, would be 5 right there. It'd have to be 5. Or to make this true, f of 5 equals 1. That's what would be true. That's the number that would have to go inside there. All right, the first word is free. Free is the first word, free. All right, next problem, last one. Draw these best you can. This is the coordinate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5, -2. This is the coordinate up here, 1, 10. This coordinate is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 7. Make sure that one is rounded. All right, here we go. Domain measured from left to right using where that line's crossing the x-axis. Those are where I'm getting the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, -5 right here. This one's crossing at 4. This right side is going to have a rounded bracket because of that open circle. This left side is going to be square because that circle is solid data. So for my domain would be square bracket on -5, comma to 4 rounded. And if I did that, it would be -5 less than or equal to x less than 4. For my domain, left to right. For my range, going bottom to top. So let's clear this out. Thanks for your patience. All right, here we go, range. Range goes from the bottommost where it's slicing through the y-axis there up to the top right up here. And I know I have an open spot here, but since I have data here, that's complete all the way up. So here I go. That's going to be a square bracket on -2 all the way up to 10 on the y-axis, square bracket. If I wrote that, set -2 less than or equal to, put a y right there, less than or equal to 10. Increasing where this is going up, decreasing is where it's going down. So let me clear this out a little bit. All right, increasing right here. Let's do that in green. Border from right here, which looks like -5, through this spot right here where it stops going uphill. So from -5 to about 1, looks like where that one is going uphill. So square bracket on -5 to 1, square bracket written as set notation. Decreasing is where it's going downhill. Let's do that in red. Bordered from that same stretch where it starts going up and then down to this spot with a open circle around it. So from 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are my numbers. So if I wrote that interval, would be from square bracket 1 to 4, rounded bracket. And then if I wrote that in set 1 less than or equal to x less than 4. Maximum looks like the highest point on there. Let's just delete this stuff here so I'll have that confusion. All right, here we go. So for the maximum, this highest point looks like a coordinate. Looks like that is 1, 10. The minimum, this lowest point, that looks like -5, -2. Now the harder ones where I give you the x number. So let's see, let's pick one for you. Let's say x for this one is -4. And then for the other one where I give you a y, let's give you a y is 6. The second word is tutoring. Tutoring is the second word. So here I go. Find -4 on the x-axis. Go up or down until you hit that line. So if I go to 4, the only way I could hit that line is going up right here. And then once you hit that line, look left or right to see what that x number is, which is 1. So when x for this graph is -4, the point on this line right here has that y coordinate as 1. So again, go to -4 on the x-axis, go up or down until you hit that line, and then look over and see what that y number is. The other one is the opposite way. You don't start with -4, or you don't start by putting a number on the x-axis. For this next one, you put that first number on the y-axis. So go up to 6 on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for this, you're not going up or down, you're going left or right until you hit that line. And when you do, look down to see what that x number has to be. So at that spot, when y is 6, that x number had to be -1. Or if I put -1 in there, that would give me 6. All right, the third word is available. Available. My phrase is available every day at lunch in my room or Mr. Rivera's room, room 54. Please take advantage. All right, good luck.